The following channel is received by James Tyberonn from Archangel Metatron. It is entitled Sacred Plant Allies, Doors of Perception. The content of this original channel is timely and truly fascinating information. The channel covers a wide variety of pertinent subjects related to vision questing with sacred psychoactive plants. Please take time to listen to the complete, quite compelling channel. It is perhaps controversial to some listeners, and quite applicable to many others. It is extremely important information, and approaches the topic from an aspect of spirituality, reverence and sacredness. The texted version of this extraordinary channel is found in the new James Tyberonn book, entitled 2038, The Next Quantum Leap, and this book is available for purchase on our Earthkeeper website. All 3D copyrights of this channeled information are duly reserved to James Tyberonn and Earthkeeper.com. Enjoy. Namaste.
Doors of Perception. Archangel Metatron via James Tyberonn. Greetings, dear ones. I am Metatron, angelic of light, with Tyberonn of crystalline service. The human kingdom on earth is the most conscious of all biological life, in the realm of duality. Yet humanity at this time is still consciously unaware of a great deal of its true nature, and indeed higher aspects of its own identity consciousness. The earth itself is a celestial consciousness, and supports many forms of sentient awareness within and without the earth plane. Even without the consciousness of humanity, the sentient earth is an independent, divinely intelligent, highly advanced conscious being, that in many aspects is much more fully aware of mankind and the cosmos than is humanity at the present time. The earth homes many kingdoms and sub-kingdoms that have symbiotic relationships with one another, and indeed, with mankind and the unified earth. Among these are the mineral kingdom, the plant kingdom and animal kingdom. Each of these are also sentient, but humanity has forgotten much of its ability to communicate and receive the wisdoms and true support that each of these offer. Plant wisdom. And so we speak of sacred plant teachers. Masters. The plant kingdom has a unique ability to interact with humanity that is quite specialized, because the plant kingdom has the unique ability to work directly in the mental field, in a way quite different, quite differentiated, from the mineral and animal kingdoms. The latter two, the mineral and animal life forms, on your planet, support and interact with humanity in vastly unrecognized manners. Yet it is only the plant kingdom that has the ability to enter both, and we emphasize both. Indeed, plants have the ability to affect, nurture, and heal the body physical, as well as balance, and expand the human mental field. Plants provide this dual function, in a symbiotic synergy, that is quite extraordinarily unique. The plant kingdom offers medicinal qualities, which no other kingdom on earth can do in the same way. Plants are able to affect the pressure of your bloodstream, both upward and downward. Certain herbal plants are able to elevate your attitudes, emotions, and moods. Others are capable of regulating the hemispheres of the human brain, and in so doing, are capable of modulating how you relate to your greater essence, the unconscious aspects of multidimensional mind. Accordingly, the plant kingdom holds certain facilitation abilities, in what are termed as sacred plant allies, psychoactive plants, capable of assisting you to connect in a unique lens to alternate dimensions of reality, relating to fields of creativity, teachers, and to your oversoul essence, meaning to both your lifetime actions and God Source. Campestral societies of the indigenous have known this for millennia. They knew, through direct communication with the plant kingdom, that certain plants were capable of altering thought waves, the very resonant vibrational frequency patterns, alpha wave to theta wave, of the human brain. And as such, gateways, portals of mind, which are otherwise difficult to enter, were, and are, opened through the alliance of the termed sacred plant medicines, or psychoactive plant allies. So the indigenous shaman, priests, mystic alchemists, and wisdom schools of the past learned that as brain waves were altered, so were thoughts, and as thoughts were altered, consciousness could either expand or contract in its perception of valid realities. It was as if the hemispheres of the brain could be turned on their side and viewed from a different and new lens of perception. These ancients learned that with certain revered plants, the soul essence is free of the confines of the 3D physical body. They learned to fly out of body through both space and time, and to rise into higher realms of alternative dimensions. Is that not interesting? Indeed. And so, in this unique lens of psychoactive plants, the contents of the human brain are shifted and can be viewed in distinct, one-of-a-kind perceptions, which are expanded in means that are unparagoned, oft outside of the linear alignment of what one would term as space and time. Acute awareness well beyond the norm becomes both possible and probable within this extraordinary effect. We tell you in clarity psychoactive plants have a succinct consciousness and can be of great assistance when properly and appropriately administered in exploring the expansive corridors of mind and reality. Ayahuasca and doors of perception. This experience is capable of enabling rare views, opening doors to alternative, peripheral dimensions of perception, to other worlds and non-physical realities, into creative and unique aspects of the mind, and can allow for great transitional visions and breakthroughs of creativity and expansive perception. And such journeys of mind can often enable serious work on the self, allowing for deeply embedded energy blockages to be confronted, dealt with, and released. But take note, we will say that psychoactive plants, to varying degrees, can be of great and greater assistance, varying according to the energy, intent, preparation readiness, and light quotient of the individual. To some it is of immeasurable value and to others less so. But readiness of the initiate is requisite, and proper preparation is an absolute necessity. And we will discuss the proper approach to this experience further in this channel. James Tyberonn question to Metatron. In my first experiences with Ayahuasca, I seemed to go through many dimensions. Can you expand on what occurred? Was it an experience only of the mind? Metatron. It is both of mind and dimension. This most sacred of herbs allows entrance to one focal dimensional overlay, and that is the dimension of truth. Blending optimally to access the gates of the sacred pineal, an accelerated vision into higher dimension is enhanced with the conscious modality termed the vine of the soul. The essence and experience is one of travel through many dimensions, but it is indeed mind that travels, and the expansive mind travels far. The 3D beingness, 3D brain, moves, but moves only slightly. Just as the heavens seem to shift each night bit by bit, degree by degree, yet bring great change to the plane of earth, the dimension of Ayahuasca can bring a vast perception expansion, but it does so in one multi-dimensional overlay, and that is the sacred dimension of truth. It is the dimension of each person's individual truth, in association with the current sojourn and other lifetimes, combined as one and all that relates to the Oversoul essence. In other words, all that one can hope to gain, discover, enlighten and learn, are held in the fulcrum of one single point within this unique multifaceted vision. And there are many facets within the one. Ayahuasca is the most potent, the most conscious, of all sacred plant medicines, and there is an intelligence, a divine intelligence, of what may be termed as a nurturing, goddess energy, associated to the plant. This is why the plant is referred to by shamans of the Amazon and Andes as Mother Ayahuasca. The vision involves the Taurus, both the Alpha and Omega, uniquely conjoined into an integral, complex dimension of truth, as aligned to one's own frequency. This involves where the soul core is at, in the present, and the soul essence in this visionary journey is free, unbound, and capable of extraordinary travels, to and from the future and past, in your terms. And such movement, accordingly, determines what one experiences in this profound journey. It is a meeting of the self, yet the whole self, as related to the eternal now, and correlates to the point of power in the present moment of the current lifetime. Do you see? One is capable of reliving in real time, episodes of the current and past lifetimes, simultaneously. What is encountered then, is the complete result of who you have been, who you are in this moment, and who you can be. All that is untrue, all that does not serve you, all that is an imperfection is revealed. All that separates you from perfection, from worlds and realities is what you may encounter. That is why this most noble of herbs, Ayahuasca, has been so revered, so invaluable to the prepared and ready initiate, and indeed, why this experience can be extremely valuable and extremely sacred. It is exemplified by the serpent consuming its own tail, and by that we mean the entirety of one's experience is revealed in one purifying vision, one crucible setting, with no beginning and no end. It occurs in the eternal now, in a dimension of divine mind, above the ego personality, above linear time, and above 3D linear space. James Tyberonn, question to Metatron. In my first experience, I had a life review, and in the second I dealt with my deceased father to clear energies. In the third I was met with teachers. Can you explain the uniquely different experiences? Archangel Metatron response. Dear one, in truth you had in the initial journey, what the Christians refer to as the afterlife judgment, or what the ancient Egyptians referred to as the life weighing of the Hall of Mat. You reviewed your life, as if in real time. And, where you had hurt another, you felt that hurt from their perspective, sought and obtained release of the energy. You felt in searing, crucible fire, the pain you had caused, and you reviewed alternative actions that were available in each circumstance, and in essence, you obtained forgiveness, both from the other persons, and from yourself. You did likewise for those that had hurt you. You reviewed, relived the situation, and forgave them, and is so doing, not only releasing the entrapped, energetic tumor, around the hurtful actions, but also releasing any misapplied conclusions that the emotional pain had created. There was a mutual absolution, and a valid clearing of the slate. Indeed, the negative energies of fear, hurt, guilt and trauma were vibrationally expunged, faced, resolved, purged, and cleansed. You effectively changed the past, and substituted wrong action with a more appropriate, carefully considered, probable reality of action. Now, the first experience of release enabled the second release with your father. And we tell you the second experience enabled the third. And we will add that mental doors, psychic pathways into greater self, were opened that still remain open, and as a result, your soul essence, your beingness, is much lighter, in much greater clarity. For that which did not serve you, that which you may term as embedded obstacles, deeply embedded from past negative experiences, and incorrect attitudes, were released in 2 sessions, in what could have otherwise taken several focused lifetimes. The purging was necessary and appropriate in the first 2 experiences. The lifetime review releases and subsequent healing with your father was what was required to move forward in your frequential truth. The clearings enabled the subsequent meetings with teachers. With the removal of trauma and guilt, your essence released cumbersome, deeply entrapped energies. You have a more clear recollection, after the sessions, of the clearings involving this lifetime, but there were indeed additional clearings in these sessions, from traumas and misactions that occurred in other lifetimes. In the subsequent sessions, your specific preparatory intent was for guidance, for encountering teachers, and to encounter angelics, and this occurred more easily because of the clearances. It was teachers that you sought, and teachers that were appropriate in your expansion. Does that answer your query? And so we continue in this most interesting discussion. We will tell you that the human experience is often riddled with adverse emotional reactions to life interactions, and certain restrictive energy obstacles occur in the emotional and mental bodies that close windows of the mind. Certain sacred plants of the psychoactive genre, when taken in a reverent ceremonial manner, guided by a learned facilitator of high light quotient, can assist in reopening these doors and windows. Once opened, they rarely close again. They remain open for a long time, enabling quantum leaps in awareness and expanded consciousness parity. For the confrontation provided in visionary sessions, within the dimension of unmitigated truth, of one's own erroneous actions and erroneous beliefs, enables the invaluable opportunity of corrective action. It does not come easy. There is no magic wand. The mind must view, as if from a third-party stance, the incorrect actions, and make the changes. And the extreme guilt pain one feels in the vision of their errors is quite real, before it is released, and the individual is motivated into 3D to enact an improved way of being, to not repeat the erroneous path. But we tell you, simply drinking the Ayahuasca brew is not a magic pill. Indeed, the initiate must be prepared. The essence of the plant is what may be termed a goddess frequency, that of Mother Ayahuasca, and in that allegorical identity, she will often call to those, in the quiet of their mind, to those individuals who are ready for the experience, and, in some cases, those that do not realize they are ready, will find an opportunity for the experience, presenting itself to them. But the decision to move forward must absolutely be their own decision. The visionary experience cannot optimally occur without determined high intent, and should not be approached out of mere curiosity, casually or haphazardly. Yet, we must emphasize in clarity, the plants that enable the hallucination of the mind can be most beneficial to some, and less so to others. It is therefore imperative that one be able to navigate within the perspective reality of the experience. That you term illusion is in truth a corridor, a gateway of the mind that leads to other realities and dimensions. For example, as we have said, the corridors opened by the medicine plant, termed Ayahuasca, can lead one into facing unresolved, embedded energies from severe emotional traumas, both in the present and other lifetimes, by offering the path to the actual experience. In this way the present, or past life issue, comes into vivid, valid, clear focus, and the energies and experiences associated with it are relived, in actual reality aspect, with opportunity to release what need be liberated, in order to remove the trapped obstruction or any incorrect belief associated to the experience, such as issues of low self-esteem, or arrogance, guilt, fears, dominance, over-control, angers, etc. Speaking to James Tyberonn, this is what you experienced in both of the first two sessions, especially the encounter with your father. One may also change the outcome or finish an uncompleted mission that was not completed in the previous experience. Accordingly, the mind is expanded to an array of multidimensional time hologram realities and is not locked into one perception. Many become available within what we call the focal dimension, the one dimension of truth as it relates to the individual. The encounters you had with Lord Ganesh and the experiences on the Syrian spaceship, also initiated in the second session, and completed in the subsequent ones, as if no space occurred between them. Yet interestingly, you were not as aware of the encounters with Lord Ganesh or the experiences of being taken aboard the Syrian mothership, until the third session. We tell you, they all occurred at once. But the releases related to your present lifetime naturally held a greater priority for you, and the downloading of the memories of vision into the physical matter of the 3D brain from the expansive mind. The importance of preparation and intent. So, be very aware that strength, and especially wisdom, are necessary to accomplish these releases and completions. Simply having access to the doorway of expansion does not necessarily mean one will have the key to open the allegorical door, nor the ability to navigate within its offered realities. A certain level of determined intent, willpower, fortitude and light quotient are requisite to establish the conscious wisdom and ballast to navigate and manifest these benevolent outcomes. One must direct the ego self into dormancy, and in so doing, the ego will experience a mini-death, which the ego will often, in a manner of speaking, oppose and attempt to block, attempt to prevent rising above its realm. This is where willpower of the intent and higher mind, established in the preparations, come into essential roles. An unreined ego can provoke fear, and fearlessness is required to rise into the optimal realms above and beyond the personality ego. The 3D ego must be put to sleep for the optimal vision. Strength is therefore required. You do so with power of will, and with astute poise and acumen. Strength begets strength, and wisdom initiates greater wisdom, and both wisdom and strength are necessary partners of the optimal visioning experience. Indeed, vision via Mother Ayahuasca requires both willpower, guile, and understanding. This is achieved with the formation of an established noble intent for highest good in the vision. This pre-established intent must be followed by actions of intense preparation, of focal meditative visualization, prayer, and concerted effort. It is essential to understand that one must enter these expansive realms of mind in a state of prudent preparation, a state devoid of fear. For if one enters in a haphazard fashion, if one attempts to enter into expanded reality states in fear, then that fear must be faced and overcome. Or one may well experience an amplification of those very fears. The fear-based experience occurs only in the lower astral levels, within the lower levels of the dream state and ego realm. And in a fear realm, in the lower states, the visions cannot reach into higher vibrational angelic fields. Bogged down by fear, the experience can become one of bizarre dreamscapes and nightmares. So be aware, indeed, this is not an experience of frivolous pursuit. But, we assure you, that proper preparation can assist in removing fear, for mind is the builder, and focal thought manifests the high intent of its focus. So in building attributes of fearless intent, of highest good, and wisdom, one sends thought forms of guardianship and guidance in order to harmonically align to the highest attributes of the noble experience one seeks. Without these attributes, one merely hallucinates. One only experiences dreams and/or nightmares. And accordingly one returns from whence they came without the rewards that were available. The vibration of the seeker must then match the highest purpose of the journey. Such plants were never intended for recreation, or for curiosity, or for entertainment. It is serious work, very serious work, on the self. One is meant to enter as if entering the holiest of cathedrals, in reverence, respect and with great considered purpose. If one enters the expanded reality realm without preparation, one will encounter an experience that has no redeeming merit. What one puts in, one will harvest. If nothing is sown in sacred intent, nothing of value will be reaped. That is so in all endeavors of growth and of spirit. And with the highest intent, the ability to enter without fear is tantamount. That is among the preparation attributes required, for fear is ever the vibrational static of disruption, a frequency that is not harmonic to the experience. So, let it be clearly understood that there is indeed a sentient thought form, a guide of the highest order, available within the experience of Ayahuasca. And Ayahuasca is presently, by far, the most profound and prolific of all the sacred plant medicines. It is the one then that offers the most gain and provides the highest frequency for wisdom. So if one misunderstands the purpose or misapplies the experience, and enters haphazardly out of mere curiosity, the sentient frequency is not matched and the greater experience simply cannot vibrationally occur. Discernment. Appropriate application, optimal preparation is then requisite. And for that reason, masters, they are not for everyone. We will also add that while these plants offer an incredible opportunity for clearing and truth, they are certainly not the only method of obtaining such clarity. Yet it is an accelerated lens and one of great value when approached in preparation, readiness and proper frequency and light quotient. The plant carries an extremely high frequency and a great degree of the consciousness of the earth itself, and accordingly offers incredible transformation for those that choose this lens, and for those that are ready. Selection of guidance. It must be said that the choice of whom is to facilitate, whom is to guide the ceremony is of utmost importance. Just as tedious preparation for the experience is essential, so is then the selection of whom will guide it. Such an experience must be facilitated by one of highest integrity, highest light, and one with knowledge of the journey, strength of will, to guide in pure integrity. The facilitator must have an appropriate affinity with what may be termed the conscious spirit of the plant, Mother Ayahuasca. Dear humans, the earth plane is an illusion, but it is an illusion of purpose. You are on the earth to learn responsible creatorship. And nothing that increases your consciousness, nothing that brings you into divine awareness, is ever wrong. For you are on the planet of duality, the University of Earth, to discover your true self. There are many paths to mastery. There are methods of meditation, of fasting, of prayer, of rightful living, that offer enlightenment. There are some who may say that the assistance offered by the alchemy of sacred plants, through psychoactive mind expansion, are unwarranted, are unpure. We would tell you that such self-righteous statements are false judgments, and are narrow-minded, and limiting. When sacred plant alleys are approached in the appropriate reverent manner, they can offer great light, and accelerated growth. Such visions are gifts. But they are not for everyone, only those who are ready, those initiates of courage, strength and proper intent. Intense preparation is required, and the support of plant allies in vision is very serious work on improving the self. And such visions enable the visionary, and offer quantum leaps. Closing. Dear ones, in closing, we would say to you that there is even greater light that circles about and above your planet now, wishing to enter into your mass field of awareness. It is light of a sublime nature. It does not hold untruth, it does not carry illusion, it is not the light of false promise, it is the light of wellness, of hope, and, we will say to you, that if you will allow this light to enter your sphere of influence, your field of awareness, you would find yourself lighter in spirit, almost immediately. This subtle brilliance is available to humankind, to the individual by intent. You can apply and avail yourself of it, but to do so, you must call this light forward, and become the light. It is the light of truth, of well-being, of goodness, inherent to all humans. You have only to discover it. Seek, and you shall find. You must engage the light of the truth of wellness within yourself. Because in seeking greater knowledge, the human in polarity earth can at times become lost, can tread away from the light of truth, and the lost human can become blocked from the light by their own shadows. One can forget that they are sparks of the divine. One can become laden with guilt, greed, intoxicated by power, and wrong thinking. It is time to seek the light of truth, to love self, and to choose the better path, and the better path, the way home, is the path of wellness, love of others and love of self. In time, all of you will find the light, and return to the realm of angels. All paths will in time bring you home. Divine dimensional light for each human is transmitted from within your own being, not from without. It is based upon the energy of one's own truth, the confirmations that are the cosmos, and from that place they are aggregated. They are expanded within you, as only light frequencies can be, and then vibrate themselves into the mind and heart, where by the magic of your intent, they are followed by action, and converted to wisdom. But it is important that you will know that it is energy that you send, energy that you receive, energy that you speak, and energy that guides. Masters, when humanity replaces the love of power with the power of love, humanity will make a quantum leap, but love without strength is incomplete. Strength is required to complete the curriculum of the University of Earth, and that strength must encompass wisdom for both our aspects of the complex science of divine love. We speak not in paradox, rather in cosmic, eternal truth. In the path of wisdom, it is creative energy that you call upon to reveal to you your true divine self. Points of light and infinity are within your soul, and they offer great acceleration. All of the kingdoms of the earth, animal, mineral and plant, are here to assist and support you. Such is the gift of the kingdoms of earth. I am Metatron, with Tyberonn of Crystal Line Service, and we share with you these truths. You are beloved. And so it is. And it is so.
Son 2 días, soledad, ella está, runakuna, runakuna. Hoy por siempre. Ella, ella, ella,